guys, welcome back to another episode of MCs and MVPs. Aramis is going to be popping in and out of this one. He's got some stuff he got to do. But we're talking about worlds that we would like to be isekai'd into. And I'm going to go ahead and jump in. And I'm going to say, man, I would not mind being in the Dragon Ball Z world. I mean, you might die every now and again, but you get wished back by the dragon. But also, I think those capsules would be cool as shit. Like, literally just kapow, yeah. Kapow, and you got a car. Kapow, you got a house. Kapow, there's like a whole fucking meal there. Like,
it's also one of those things where it's like, I want to know how much they cost.
That's a good point. It looks like Capsule Corp is such a big company at this point that they're probably cheaper than they were in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z whenever they first came out. Because I'm sure in like Dragon Ball, remember in Dragon Ball when she first opened up that capsule, that capsule container and popped out the motorcycle and stuff like that. I'm sure that was probably expensive because they probably first her dad probably just invented them.
Because I want to say she did say that was like her idea, and they were recent. I think all of hers and Dragon Ball, I want to say they were basically prototypes.
Yeah, like the Dragon Radar. I'm sure that was crazy expensive for her to make. Right. Like all the capsules, but now in Super, it's been 40 years since those things came out. Like I'm sure they've got new ones that are better that hold more stuff now at this point and stuff like that. But you can still get the old ones that can hold a vehicle and shit.
Well, because that's the thing though. If you're going off the because like going off cars, is it you buy a car and then you buy a capsule that you could put your car in? Or is it you buy a capsule that has a car?
Ooh, I feel like Capsule Corp. Yeah, but I feel like Capsule Corp would make more money selling the car already in the capsule. You know what I mean? Because there's no upcharge for the car, obviously, and then you got to buy the capsule on top of it. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily think cars haven't got cheaper for us. So unless you want to buy an old capsule with an old car in it, you got to get the new upgraded. So I don't know if it would necessarily go down depending on what the technology is. Because it's like, hey, either way, you're buying a house. I'm like, this capsule has a house in it. So, but it's different if you're like, no, I'm looking for a capsule that could hold a house.
Yeah, I guess you could do either or. Probably Capsule Corp's probably selling both of them. And also there's dinosaurs in their world, which is pretty cool. They've got floating cars. Their schooling looks like it'd be pretty good. They have a world martial arts tournament.
Is a good
it'd be cool to see them. You know what I mean? Like go out, like just being able to like go out and see them if you wanted to. There are dragons in their world, which would be fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, but also some of those dinosaurs were like intelligent. Like
that's true, 100%. That would be terrifying. Like there was that whole like 3 episodes where the dinosaurs attacked the city. You know what I mean? In Dragon Ball Z during the Buu saga, and Gohan had to figure out what was going on and found out that the circuits stole their baby. So
in Dragon Ball, there was a whole episode where like a big old pterodactyl one like picked Goku up and was just like, "Yeah, I'm planning on eating you."
Or in Dragon Ball Z in the beginning during Gohan's training, whenever he was running away from the T-Rex. Yeah. Like I'm sure there are obstacles that come with it. But also like the World Martial Arts Tournament, being able to watch that'd be cool as shit watching that, like because there's no weight divisions, it's only age groups that separate them. There's no classes or anything like that. It's just a random selection and then you move up your bracket. That'd be so cool to watch. Sure. Like watching an expert, like MMA kind of does that a little bit, but like now there are like all these divisions of MMA and everything like that. Like there's no like world tournament, which would be if someone held a world tournament, that guy would make millions of dollars, but you'd have to pay out so much to people and everything like that.
Yeah, like, the way to even convince someone to do it. Like,
exactly, you'd have to pay them. Like I feel like the top 50 people would have to be paid out no matter what.
And also, like I feel like it would just turn into MMA because most people are going to understand. Like, well, no, this, like I'm not coming in here as a boxer. Like you're just not doing it. Like I don't
Right,
care.
but I mean, in the world martial arts tournaments, like I mean, there were people that thought they could just come in as a boxer or a Muay Thai fighter and stuff like that. Those guys got knocked out in the first round. You saw it. You know what I mean?
I feel like they would have to broadcast the early, like in Dragon Ball, you saw the preliminaries before the tournament even really started, where they had
Right.
those brawls. I think that would be the biggest draw. It's like, hey, we put 15 people in one spot and told them to fight it out to get a spot in the world tournament. That's something more interesting to see than the actual world tournament.
But you can't tell me you can't tell me that you wouldn't watch a fight like Francis Ngannou versus like I'm trying to think of someone who's in a completely different sport or something like that. Tyson Fury, like because that fight hasn't happened yet. You can't tell me that if they were in like like say it's like the fifth round or something like that. Your prelims are over fifth round, and somehow they get matched up. You can't tell me that you're like I need to go watch that fight.
They already
know what I mean?
JT, they already fought.
They did fight?
Yes, sir.
They did fight.
They did fight.
Oh, who won?
You know who won? The boxer.
Tyson won, really?
Yeah.
Man, Ngannou's got all that power, though, man. Like, ugh.
No, I will say, a lot of people feel like Tyson got exposed in that fight because Ngannou did not lose bad. And they were like, arguably, he won some rounds or whatever. I didn't watch the actual fight. That's just what people were saying.
But check this out. Ngannou did try to fight Anthony Joshua and got his ass KO'd badly. Like, it was bad.
Yes, the Joshua fight was barely a fight. But I understand what you're saying. But I also immediately go to the World Tournament had no rules other than ring outs. So
yeah, that's true.
Ngannou versus Tyson Fury in an MMA fight, it's not the same. Like Tyson losing that so quickly, like he doesn't know how to stop a takedown at all. Like
exactly. And that's what it'd basically be a street fight almost inside the ring. Yeah. Like I feel like there would have to be more rules. Like obviously, no shots, no groin shots, no biting, no pinching, no eye gouging, no fish hooking. Like it needs to be a clean fight. But you can take them to the ground. There's kicks you can kick and everything like that. You can't kick when they're on the ground because that's just like the fact that Pride allowed that, dude. Those soccer kicks to the head. I saw some of those that were so vicious and so violent.
UFC that you can kick people while they're on the ground. You just can't kick their face.
Rib kicks? You are allowed to kick in the rib?
Yeah, you can.
Oh my god!
They got a TKO because they were doing ground and pound, and then the person left himself open. He stood right back up, soccer kicked him right in the ribs.
Oh man! See, I don't think that. I think kicking when someone's on the ground should not be allowed because that's just. It's so easy you can accidentally kill somebody doing that, even if it's in the ribs or in the body.
I mean, you get punched the wrong way in the head, you can also go out. So
that's true, but it's less likely because, like, you've seen some of those soccer kicks, dude. I've seen people getting soccer kicked in the ribs and in the head and Pride, and they get lifted off the ground and stuff. Man, and it's like Jesus.
That's why you can't do that to the head immediately.
You don't see that often though in UFC. You don't see that often though.
No, you don't. And the UFC has done a great job protecting their fighters. And you know what I mean. So,
anyway, back to the World Tournament.
Yeah, well, I was talking. The world I like to be Isekai'd in was Dragon Ball Z World.
Oh, that's you. What?
And also, as a human, you can train yourself to become strong as shit. You saw Krillin do it. Yamcha, Tien. Well, I don't know if Tien is a human. We really haven't decided if he is or not. What Tien actually is. But
I believe they say Tien is a human. He's just a different race
from a tribe. Yeah. Same with Chaozu and stuff like that. And you saw Master Roshi get strong as shit, like that, dude, and almost immortal, basically. So, like, and Mr. Popo, I don't know what he is either, and he's basically immortal as we've seen.
Mr. Popo is nobody knows.
See, I feel like when you say Dragon Ball Z World, you gotta specify Z, not Ball, because
Ball is more human.
Because Jackie Chun, Master Roshi, is the strongest human on the planet in Dragon Ball, and it took him 50 years to do a Kamehameha wave.
Right.
Krillin was what? 12 when he first went to Master Roshi.
Right.
So he was kind of a. The monk said he wasn't shit, but he was also a monk. And like you saw where he was when you meet Master Roshi. It's like, nah, he's quick as shit and he's strong. And then he does Master Roshi's training and it gets leveled up by a factor of 10. It's like, okay, so that's a human and that's what they can do at the end of Dragon Ball. But at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, like,
Oh, that's the World Tournament. How Dragon Ball Z start, or how Dragon Ball Z didn't start the World Tournament. But I think if you just go to like even in Dragon Ball to the Piccolo Saga in Dragon Ball, like that's after Gohan has trained with King Kai, or not King Kai. I'm sorry, the Guardian. Damn, what was the Guardian's name? I'm sorry, Piccolo's alter ego.
oh, Kami.
Kami. It's after he went up and trained with Kami and stuff like that. Like he became immensely powerful after he trained with Kami. Like, granted, he's a Saiyan, so it's easier for him to become more power. Every time he gets beaten, he becomes back stronger and stuff like that. But once like Piccolo was a teenager and stuff like that, after the King Piccolo saga, and he trained with Kami, like he became even Krillin and Yamcha were strong as shit during that, and Tien almost killed him. You know what I mean? So, like at that point,
it's definitely a world where normal human can get stronger, but it's one of those. I feel like me personally, I would want to go for something where there's a guaranteed power. So,
like One Piece?
No, not One Piece, because One Piece doesn't have a guaranteed power either.
But no, everyone has hockey in One Piece. You just have to train it.
Everyone can figure out hockey. It's not a guarantee that you will get hockey. Because you can train for all you want, and if you just don't fucking awaken that shit.
I thought anyone could use armament, and anyone could use future sight. They just had to train it.
Just for a moment of clarification, because a lot of people on the internet do this, and they talk about observation hockey and talk about future sight. Not everybody has future sight. Observation hockey and future sight are two different things.
Did I say future sight? I meant observation. I apologize.
You're good, but when you said it, I was like, a lot of people on the internet be like, oh, like people talk about if the Yonkos go to other verses and like got in fights, they're like, oh yeah, Yonkos were future sight, and it's like they never said the Yonkos had future sight. Katakuri had future sight, and Luffy trained future sight with Katakuri. They never go into, from what I've seen, saying all these other people have future sight. They said Katakuri's his observation hockey was so good that he developed future sight. They ain't said that about anybody else.
I thought they said it about damn it, the guy that the dragon that he fought. Man, I'm having brain farts right now.
Kaido?
Yeah, I thought he said Kaido had future sight.
I don't remember them ever saying Kaido had future sight.
Okay.
No,
but you are correct. Yeah, you are correct though. I feel like you could train to have armament and observation. So, like we have noticed that obviously Usopp doesn't have it, and neither does
Usopp has observation, I believe.
Have they said that?
I don't think they said that, but the way they were showing observation hockey was like the turning around in the red eyes a lot of times, right. And they had that happen multiple times where like something was about to happen or like something was heading their way, and Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, and Usopp all turned around with the red eye thing. So I don't think they ever came out and said he has it, but they've like teased that. Hey,
well, then also that sniper shot on Destarossa that was so far away, like he had to use observation hockey to be able to shoot through that window that was like this fucking big and know that she was walking across that window at the same time. Like,
well, imagine future sight Usopp.
Well, they say that Usopp has. They do say that he has future sight because every single one of his lies has come true.
Yeah, and I was like, they kind of went through that, and I was like, when like people were going through, and I was like, yeah, this was a lie, and this happened. This was why this. And I was like, I'll take that with a grain of salt, but sure, whatever. But Usopp with Katakuri's future sight is such a more deadly marksman.
Oh yeah, for sure, because he can know where people are going to be, what they're doing. Like, dude's about to come around a corner. Bam!
Hey,
You know what I mean?
so
But
this is just you, JT, right? What about
well,
you,
Brody
man?
said Brody was saying that he would want to be in a world, and I said like One Piece, and he was like, "Well, hang on." So I guess I kind of cut him off a little bit, and we went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Well, it was more speaking about common mistakes when people are talking about One Piece because it annoys the crap out of me whenever I see those verses. They're like, "But Future Sight," and I'm like, they all don't have that shit. Like,
So where you
So
at,
Brody,
Brody?
if you could be isekai'd into a world, where would you pick?
so I'd probably, I believe I mentioned the teacher from a Catholic Records before. He was the one who like broke down that spell and was like, if you say it this way, if you say
Oh
it that way,
yeah,
if you say it this way. I think being in one of the worlds with magic, I'd probably go to any one of those because most of those worlds don't. The ones that don't tell you you have to specialize, you're allowed to just do whatever you want as long as you research and study it. I would go to any of those worlds.
like
So
Black
okay,
Clover.
no. Well, I was thinking
No
more.
Black Clover. Black Clover, you specialize.
So more
Okay.
like. So would you say like Sinbad, that type of magic world, or would you be
Well, that's
thinking more?
specializing too because you have to beat the dungeons in those
No,
ones to
no,
be able to
no,
get.
no, no. You don't. No, not because remember in the Legend of, in the Sinbad show, Sinbad just has magic, and like there's other shows where all the genies, or I guess the magic folks, kind of go
Yeah,
join
but you
together.
have to. They're all in a dungeon that you have to go into, and you have to beat that dungeon to be able to get your gen.
Yeah, you have to like get a. I think it's get a gen or find an artifact.
Probably,
Yeah,
I
so
think.
you have to. So
If I
you
remember
have.
right,
So that's research, I
yeah.
guess. You have to research that shit, and then you just have to build a bond with your gen to be able to become stronger.
Or would you be considering stuff like jobless reincarnation? That's what you more lean towards.
Jabba's reincarnation is good, but I think Jabba's reincarnation.
That's a lot of training. Like, because he had to train his
Because
mana from a very young age to be able to get so powerful.
You just
but that's what I'm trying to figure out. Well, that's what if we need to let Jordan speak more on it because that's why I'm asking the question. He said any place with magic. Last time I checked, so those are two places with magic that I'm thinking about. So I just need a little bit more detail.
so Jabba's reincarnation. I think that one would be fine if I know because we're getting Isekai, so I'm assuming you have your own knowledge already. I don't like the thought of being put back in a child's body, but if that's what I got to do in one of these Isekais, I will do it. But I'm hardcore saying, hey, you need to get me to a magic library. Like as soon as I can, I got to be able to get to a magic library because that's why people end up having to specialize so much in foundation is
Bless you.
because the knowledge,
Bless
bless
you.
you, the knowledge is so scarce in other places. I was like, this is the magic you were taught where you were at. That's why you're mostly using water magic. You were born in a city right next to the ocean. This is the type of shit. His was like, oh well, I just kind of thought about it and started to do it on my own. But Jabba's reincarnation would be a good one personally for me because they talk about it so much about visualization and how you think about it. But I think the best one for me would be Wise Man's Grandson.
Would you consider Daily Life of Immortal King? Because that's magic too.
Daily Life of a Moral King is also specialized.
Is it really?
It's very specialized because your family teaches your stuff.
Oh,
Um,
got you.
so, like the girl with the 100 swords or whatever,
Right.
that's a family thing. They bought her 100 swords and all this stuff. That's why so many of those people, when they go in there and they're like, okay, hey, the test was to punch this shield. You can use whatever you want, but someone taught you something specific, and you're not good. Like no one else can do the 100 sword thing she did because it was you had to make a bond with a sword over the course of your life. So she did that with 100 swords. That's a family specialized thing.
Right.
So I wouldn't do that. So like the same with Naruto. Like I don't want to be in the Nara clan. I don't want to be an Uchiha or any of that. But Wise Man's Grandson was purely thought process magic. So it was the better you visualize doing that magic, the easier it is to do. So he was in his mind doing. Now I wouldn't be as good as him because he was in that show going, okay, if I add hydrogen and all these other
Oh,
elements, and he was
I
making.
watched. How many episodes are out for that? Because I watched a clip for that, and the kid's like 6 years old. And his brothers come up and they shoot, and it's like one shoots water, and it's like barely blows up something. One shoots fire, and it's a little red flame, and then he shoots a giant blue flame and blows up the whole wall.
That's actually not what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it, but that's not the one I'm talking. The one I'm talking about, he got found in a forest by a sage who raised him with technically another sage because it was like he's uber powerful, she's uber powerful. He found a baby in the forest, went back to her, and was like, "Hey, can you help me raise this kid?" I guess. And then over the course, they taught him a little bit of magic, and he took the magic to a whole nother level in and of himself. And because he was just like, okay, well, if that's what you're telling me to do is make fire, and he goes, how do you make fire? And he thinks about the chemical compound for fire, and he envisions it in his mind, and he makes this giant explosion because he's thinking about fire from our perspective in our world.
Is that like there's a whole bunch of people watching and stuff like that, and there's a girl there, and she's just like, "What have you taught him?"
Yeah.
Okay, okay. That explosion was massive.
He's like, yeah, let me show you what I'm working on, and he shows him. And then he goes, wait here, and he goes back and gets like 4 other people and be like, hey, I want him to show you what he's been working on. And they're like, he doesn't understand how strong he is. He needs to go to school so he can be around normal fucking people. So he understands that that's not fucking normal. But then he easily teaches a group of students, like a whole classroom of students, how to be just uber powerful in that world. So it's like, no, that's an everybody can be that if they have the right mindset. So that's where I would mostly want to go.
What about you, Aramis?
Well, I don't know. I kind of like, I don't know, something basic.
You want a slice of life world?
Huh?
You want a slice of life world?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
you want to go back to high school?
Man, listen.
Bleach? You want to go to you want to go be in the Bleach world?
No. I can't. Man, I don't know. I kind of
go find your Orihime.
Oh, boy, don't tempt me.
I'm just saying, if she had 5 lives and could live 5 times, she would fall in love with him 5 times. That's a bar.
He's not wrong, man.
What about what's the what would you consider? What's the show I just had in my head? Freaking A. Dang it.
Don't choose Dark Gathering. They got ghosts.
Bible Black? Is that the world you want to go to?
I just want something. You know, I kind of just want. Oh, what's that one show? Where his grandpa left him the room and he went to the other world and he trains.
I got a cheat code in another world, but it worked in real life, something like that.
Yeah. It was. Now that one's very specific though. Because I feel like for that one, you got to choose to be him.
Well, let me explain. Because I would like something where I could be like, you know, I could become powerful as powerful I want to, but as low key as I want to as well. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere like I could be like.
You want to go to the DC universe and be Batman?
Hell no.
I'm saying, you can be as powerful as you want to, and you can be low key as you want to.
Ain't nobody breaking my back like Bane.
No, hell no. For real. Anyway, but now, I guess I don't know, man. This was a hard one for me because I thought about Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, nah. And then I thought about Yu Yu Hakusho. I thought about Shaman King, and I thought about just regular slice of life. I was like, nah. It's like, well, what do I really want? And I was like, I really don't know. I don't know.
It's just because in my thought process, I was like, the question wasn't what main character would you want to be. So that's why I was like, okay, well, I got to figure out what show can the normal people
Yeah, that's what I was
become
thinking too.
strong. Because I was like, I think if you become the main character for I Got a Cheat Skill, it's in up your alley. It's what you're looking for.
Right.
But if the prompt is just being in that world, I think technically you would have to pick which world you're in.
Right.
One of them's just Japan, like, and then the other one is you don't want to be in that forest. Like, you don't, because if you
Well,
ain't got any stuff,
You know
you don't
what?
want to be in that forest.
You know what? You know what? I think I want to be in like a world like what's the dungeon world with the homeboy? Like they kept on going down the dungeon. He found out he got stronger and stronger and stronger, and he had
oh, and he's like the son of Zeus.
like
Uh,
what's it?
they're,
Oh, is it wrong to
they're
pick up
different
girls in the
planet.
dungeon?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? That'd be a good one to live in too. I would like to live in that world.
that
That's
that would
that's a hard grind though to get powerful in that.
huh?
That's a grind to get powerful in that.
Yeah, but it'd be fun.
But at the same time, also, where I be wanting, I would also like demons. The God said demon slayer, Goblin
Oh
slayer.
no, no,
Like I would want to.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be in that world either.
No, what? I change it. I changed my mind. I want to be in the video game world. That's why I want to be because I can be normal as
Which
normal.
one?
I can be as normal as I want to, and I can pop out anytime I want to, whether it's Shangri-La Frontier or what's called it, or the one
Or online.
or online. I'll be fine. I probably prefer Shangri-La because they don't get trapped in that damn thing.
Not yet. Not yet. We haven't finished watching it, and that the world's been iffy to me in Shangri-La Frontier.
Because the season over with. What you talking about? Don't.
That's what I'm saying. No, I haven't read any of the manga. I haven't read any of the manga. I'm just saying. No, this is not. I'm just saying from. Yeah, but I'm just saying from my speculation, like the world is very strange to me because like the things that like it's not like a video game. You know what I mean? Like the world is AI and stuff like that is what it feels like. Like it doesn't. I don't think the world like the characters in the world know that they're in a game. Really, I think they think they're real.
What you talking about?
Oh, you mean?
Like,
well, no. They told you they're building. They have AIs in there. They told you their AIs are in there and they're there to evolve. So
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like they don't know that they don't know they're in a video game or anything like that. And like that also confuses me because like you see these characters die and they come back to life. Like I'd be like, that's weird, or they disappear whenever they lay down in bed and stuff. Yeah, talking about Shangri-La.
Shangri-La is a video game. Don't you and you?
They don't know. But they don't know they're in a video game.
The NPCs don't realize that they're not real. The NPCs think they're real beings. They don't realize that they're AI. That's what he's talking.
That's the NPC, but the main characters, the bad,
Right.
they do. They are real. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind being in because there's a place that I could go level up and get stronger, and then that's a place I could just live my regular life. So that's
True.
That's what I'm talking. And like I said,
That'd be a good
getting trapped into a video game yet. Like you said, yet we don't know what's gonna happen next season. But yet, and like the main character, what's his name? Main character. I don't know. Wherever Birdhead is.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down with the get down. Even Homegirl, his the former PK player, she was powerful as hell. So, or even
the gamer the gamer weirded me out. It's like I don't understand men that play as women in games. I think that's strange to me.
I don't mind doing that either. I don't mind doing that.
Well, for him, more than likely, it's he's a pro gamer. He's played so many different games that he's like, sometimes I make a girl character, sometimes I make a dude. It's just what he's
Because
like.
it gets so boring. It gets so boring for him because he's played so many games. It's like, we're just going to switch it up this time. I'm tired of making a guy.
Yeah, I'm tired of making the same exact character. It's like
makes sense.
My WWE character looks like my wizard, and Harry Potter who looks like my freaking character in these other 4 games. It's like, let's switch it up. You know? That and I think
that makes sense.
For that game, also I think he made a character based on the build he was playing on doing.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like different stats.
He couldn't make a guy. Yeah, he couldn't make a guy that as that character. He had to make a female. That makes sense for the build that he wanted.
So yeah, I think that's the type of world I want to be in. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Now,
Because
Erebus,
yes, sir.
for what you described for what you want to do, I'm pretty sure you have not watched this show, but what I think for you is you would want to be. There's a genre of manga that are like considered cultivation mangas, where it's basically literally you cultivate your body and your powers on your own. So
Right.
you can pick how you do it. You can pick what you specialize in. You can pick to not specialize and just do a bunch of things. There's something called War God System. I'm counting on you. That show is a cultivation manga that became a show, and that's a show where it's like you there are stuff you can go find that can make you powerful, but you can chill and just become more powerful as you sit there and meditate and train. You can be as low key as you want. You can be as high key as you want. The only difference is you are still like, in that show, he's at an academy. So he's learning shit that's making him more powerful.
Right.
I think that's, because I get the wanting to be able to be low key with it and also wanting to be able to, now, once I get to a certain point, I want to be able to pop off if I have to.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
So I'm in a good cultivation world because we're talking anime, not manga. Because manga, there's a whole lot of cultivation shit that you can choose from. It's shit a lot, but
There's so many.
But that was the first thing that came to mind when you were like, nah, I want to be able to just kind of level up in peace and whatnot and just get stronger. So that was the first thing that came to mind. And I was like, I know he hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
Also,
to me, so I could look at it. I can add that to my list. So I'm already up to like 7 or 6 shows I'm looking at now. But that's another video if JT ever joined us on Wednesday.
here right now.
On Wednesday. Well, yeah, that's where I'm at. You're gonna have to send me that one. Well, anything else? I mean, because
I got nothing.
nothing. All right. And
Now that we did it this way, and because of y'all answers, now eventually we got to do a video where it's like, hey, what main character's life do you want to switch with?
Or what world would you not want to be isekai'd into?
Everything that wasn't what I just said.
Well, there are other worlds where like it wouldn't be terrible, but like I would hate to be in the Demon Slayer world. That'd suck because you just die at any time. And there's nothing saying that you become a Demon Slayer and you learn a breathing technique or anything like that.
That's very true. The doggone trial to become a demon.
Yeah, there's nothing saying that you would survive that or anything. Like there are worlds.
You don't even know that they're a thing. So it's like if a demon comes here, you're just getting wiped out.
Yeah,
Exactly. You're just dead. So like there are some worlds that it's just like nope.
Or the Castlevania world.
Yeah, that would suck too.
No, I don't know because I haven't seen the second season of Castlevania.
You told me you was gonna look at it.
Yeah, and I will. I didn't say I'm running now.
He's still alive. He got time.
I mean,
OG Castlevania, that show, they had a whole year to leave. A giant face comes out in fire in the sky and says, hey, leave this area. You got 1 year. I'm coming back and murdering all of you. I believe it.
Yeah. No, I agree with Brody. Like, I'm out.
I'm just saying that's still a bad world to live in. Also, Attack on Titan is another one. Crazy hell. I wouldn't want to be in that.
But only if you're on that island, though. It's only if you're on that island.
I mean,
but they don't know that it's another world. It's a whole world out there. That's how if you grew up on the island, that's all you know is the damn island.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's only if you grew up on that island. If you grew up anywhere in the world, you were probably fine.
That doesn't matter. No.
I said probably. No. Yeah, probably. You were probably fine.
But yeah, we can definitely do that.
All right. Well, till next time, put it like Jordan always said. We got a document for a reason, JT. Why didn't you put it in a document? Until next time.
I guess that's technically aimed at me.